Hello and welcome to my channel, Aquarius, to my channel, Light of Shaya. My channel is all about illuminating the spiritual path forward and providing uplifting messages of love and light to you. Thank you for joining me here today. This reading is going to be a general reading for the month of June 2020 for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. I do want to mention that this message may or may not resonate with you at this time. Also, I would like to say that although this is for the month of June 2020, this reading, will still be considered timeless. Now, the reason I say this is because time is fluid. We all go through cycles. So this message could easily apply to you within 3 months again. Time is very fluid, basically. The same goes with astrological signs. This is specifically a reading for Aquarius. However, if you are not Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and you stumbled across this video, there is a chance that this reading is going to have a message that will resonate with you. Now then, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get started with a few messages first for the reading. So I had a couple of different kind of like visions pop into my head. I saw a man mowing a lawn with a manual lawnmower. So not one of those electrical ones where you put gas in it, but kind of like those manual ones where you roll it around and it cuts the grass for you. And the gentleman was sweating. It seemed to be like a hot summer day. And so this message, I seriously doubt is a literal one for those of you, unless there's somebody out there doing that. But I got the message was of hard work and perseverance. So there may have been something that you started recently, or like a project or something that that is requiring a lot of your effort and hard work. If not, you could be considering something that's coming up that you're feeling that is going to be a great deal of hard work to you. I also got for our spirit animals that came through, I saw a swan. So you might want to look into that, the grasshopper, and the hedgehog. So those are 3 other spirit animals. They may have a message for you or contain something of significance to you. I also got for whatever reason, I kind of saw like a fashion show. The way I interpreted was that maybe some of you are really focused on your appearance. So maybe you guys have been working out or eating healthier or things like that, of that nature. So you could be just basically working on your appearance because you want to be in your best shape or something along those lines. I also got the picture. I'm going to pull a card here for you, see if I can find it. I should have pulled this beforehand. But it was the 5 of Swords from the Lightseer Tarot, and the picture of that gentleman holding his head like in deep contemplative thought, almost painful. It's almost like you guys might be having, what are those things called? Oh, goodness, there's a term for them in psychology. I think like ruminating. You're ruminating a lot. Intrusive thoughts. I think that's what it's called. You see how he's looking there? For some reason, this card came through very strongly for me. You could be dealing with thought patterns that are causing you a great deal of like discomfort, perhaps. Maybe reliving past situations and not knowing why these thoughts are coming into your head or something like that. Like you're ruminating a lot. So that might be a message for someone out there to kind of keep whenever you do run into those intrusive thoughts or a great deal of rumination, take a moment to stop, like tell your brain stop, and then draw yourself into a very mindful state. So I'm going to go ahead and run a little exercise here with you. I usually do this later into the reading, so I would like to ask for your patience because this is a very important spiritual message here. The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle is probably one of the most transformational books that I've ever read. I'm still in the process of reading it, but I'm like into like chapter 6 or something like that. But anyway, that's besides the point. Basically, this book talks about consciousness and what consciousness is and how we relate to this. The idea is, if you're watching this video, it's likely, of course, that you're spiritual. We're all a soul and we're all consciousness, right? Getting into the patterns of the mind likes to live in the future or focus on the past. You'll get caught in these loops, where you're running on that hamster wheel of painful memories, or you're running on the hamster wheel of thinking about the future, which causes a great deal of anxiety, right? This book is basically talking about how the mind is supposed to be a tool for us to use. The mind is very useful when it comes to thinking a thought that you want to manifest, but oftentimes we're not using the tool is using us, which causes a great deal of pain. There's a lot of psychological pain. So with that Five of Swords that I saw, if you do run into these issues, stop. I usually, in my mind, will think or say out loud, I neutralize that thought. That way it kind of takes its power away from it. I read that in a book somewhere a very long time ago. I don't remember what book that was, but yes. In order for you to understand mindfulness, I'm going to go ahead and run through this. I'm going to call it an exercise, but really it's a question that I'd like you to ask yourself in this moment, okay? And then I'll kind of go into a little more explanation after that. So, what do you think your next thought will be? So if you actually did ask yourself that question in your mind or out loud, you likely were met with silence, right? There was a great deal of silence in the mind because it's almost like the brain was like, wait, what? This silence is the true essence of self. This silence is what consciousness is. It is the observer. It's that stillness between thoughts and words. This is your true essence of being, and this is the essence of spirit, of source, right? Source is also love and light, right? So when you come across this this deeply mindful state, you'll start to experience a great deal more peace. So with that being said, whenever you do have these ruminating thoughts or these intrusive thoughts, and you take a moment to neutralize them, get into this mindful state of being very present in the moment. Because when there is no thought, you're stuck with yourself in that very moment, and the only true time that exists is now, not the future and not the past, right? So with that being said, thank you for running through that with me. I hope you gained some insights here. But the next thing I'm going to be doing is pulling from the Animal Spirit Oracle deck for messages from the spirit animals to see what things you're kind of going through right now, things you need to work on, or messages from the spirit animals and spirit just in general. So for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, one card here. You know what? It's so crazy because I saw the turkey in my head. I forgot to write that one down. Before the reading, I remember seeing the turkey. Rhino, okay. I'll go ahead and show you these cards in just a moment, okay? Okay, you're getting an extra message. Oh my goodness. Did I not say swan? So this is a very important message. Oh, should I pull all of these? Usually I don't. This is a lot. You know what? Yes, I'm going to pull all of these, but I'm probably only going to read out of the book maybe one or two of them. Bottom of the deck, we have brown bear spirit, take time out. So once again, referring to mindfulness, this card is talking about meditation. So meditation is very important for you right now, especially if your mind's kind of running 100 miles per hour. It's very important that you consider being more mindful. Okay, so and this applies to me because I just so happen to be a Sun Aquarius and Venus Aquarius. So I guess I'm going to be learning some lessons here with you as well. So Swan Spirit here says, take time for a deep dive. I'll read out of the book for this one, so I'll save that one for later. Vulture Spirit, nothing is wasted. Perhaps you felt that there was a particular project, a person, something that you invested time in, perhaps. And spirit is just coming through saying that that energy was not wasted. It wasn't something that you did in vain. So if there was something that you were waiting on or something that you feel hasn't come to fruition, spirit is basically saying don't be concerned about that. Nothing is wasted. Okay, that energy is going somewhere good. Okay, I'm gonna go with Rhino Spirit here. Overcome any obstacle. So right now, you may be feeling that there are certain obstacles in place for you, burdens that you have, and Rhino Spirit is really coming through here, saying that you're going to be able to overcome any of these obstacles. These obstacles are just bumps in the road for you, and this hard work, once again, that hard work thing that I was talking about is really coming through here. So it is going to need some determination on your behalf. You're going to have to kind of stick through it. There's some lessons to be learned here about persevering. Kind of like the Nine of Wands energy here of like really persevering. You're almost at the end of something. You're going to start seeing something bear fruit. It says here with Turkey Spirit, give with gratitude and grace. So this is kind of that Six of Pentacles kind of feel of even an equal give and take. I'm getting the message perhaps, especially with the message that came through with Vulture Spirit, perhaps you were giving to somebody because you're incredibly giving. You know, Aquarius is a very humanitarian sign. We usually care about the big picture, but we can also care about individuals and really give these people a lot, whether it be a family member, friend, a lover, anything along those lines. But Spirit is basically saying that when you're giving, make sure you're coming from a heartfelt place. Give with gratitude in mind. So don't come out of this with a lack mentality. Like, for example, if you know you can spare $50 to somebody in need that has asked for it recently from you, and you're feeling a sense of lack when doing it, Spirit is saying you should be embracing more gratitude and more abundance mindset, because by doing that, you're not going to be manifesting the right things into your life, and with grace. So also be very graceful about it. Be open to the idea of giving without necessarily receiving anything in turn. And with Vulture Spirit, it's likely that you may have invested in something, someone, whatever that may be, and you felt like you didn't receive in turn. And with Turkey Spirit here, it's basically saying, the way I'm interpreting this is that give for the sake of giving, and don't necessarily expect anything in turn. However, the universe is going to be repaying you somehow with that energy that you expended. It always comes back to us in some way. With Bat Spirit here, rebirth is assured. So I'm actually going to read from the book for this one for you. There we are. After something has run its course and died, or been released, finished, surrendered, completed, or ended, there is a promise of a new beginning. Rebirth is assured just as night gives way to dawn and the bat emerges from the darkness of a womb-like cave. Bat Spirit has come to remind you that this rebirth is a miraculous one, for the very best elements of what you have to give up in the death of the... Oh, long message here. Of the old are still present in the new. Amazing life forming amazing life forming now. This is the miracle and magic of rebirth in every aspect of your life, including the rebirth of faith in your ability to establish new and healthy relationships. That spirit reminds you that at present, you are in unknown territory and may feel as if you are lost. However, you are called to trust that your intuition will be a reliable guide as you give birth to something new and unfamiliar. That spirit has listened in the darkness of night and has heard all your hopes and dreams, your fears and worries, and assures you that this new version of your dream, this move from darkness into light, from lost to found and death to rebirth, comes to fruition with love at its core. That spirit asks you to trust that what seems to have died is actually shape-shifting into something even more meaningful and wondrous than before. If you feel you are in the dark, know that come morning. Know that come morning, all will be revealed and things will be in a new form that is right for you. This is a really, really powerful message regarding kind of what I was mentioning before, right? So, remember how I was saying about the equal give and take, Six of Pentacles, expending energy and whatnot. This really coincides once again with the vulture spirit, about how no energy is ever really truly expended. So energy can neither be created nor destroyed, right? So it's likely that that spirit is just basically reassuring you right now through this card that something that you did invest your energy into is going to come back to you, but not necessarily in the way you exactly expected it. Oftentimes we attach our energy with expectation, and expectation can cause us a great deal of heartache, turmoil, overthinking, right? Spirit doesn't deliver exactly what it is that we want. Spirit delivers what we need. And so if we invested something that we felt we needed into something that we felt we wanted or needed, it's basically going to be transforming and coming back to you, but just not necessarily in the way that you expected it to, okay? We have Swan Spirit here. Time for a deep dive. That reminds me, I completely forgot to light this candle for you. I was feeling the crown chakra was coming through very strongly while I was interpreting the messages that I got earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and light this candle for you right now. I usually do this earlier in the reading. I guess I'm kind of being a little bit more on the winging it type right now. Usually I like that a little bit earlier, but my apologies. Let's go into the time for a deep dive with Swan Spirit. Alrighty. What do we have here with their graceful? Okay, let's get here. With their graceful, long necks, swans are able to reach into the depths. When one spirit arrives, you are called to take a deep dive beyond what is easily available on the surface. You may think you know what is best for you now, but take the plunge into the depths of your awareness, for there is knowledge you are not aware of and great treasures to discover. Deeper understanding awaits you, and a perspective that comes from greater self-knowledge is what you need right now to better understand a situation or relationship. As you come to know yourself more intimately, so too will you come to better know others. So Swan Spirit asks you to go beyond the surface of what is happening between you and others and resist the temptation to judge by superficial appearances. No, there is much deeper potential for loving connections, forgiveness, and mutual understanding. Choose to dive deep into your why, asking the deeper questions of yourself. You are led by the grace of Swan Spirit. Alrighty, well, that's a really interesting message. So, once again, I'm getting that impression. This could have been something you invested time in that you were expecting something from. This could be a person. This could be anything, really. We'll be getting into the tarot in just a moment here to see your situation a little more clearly. This is really, see, for example, it says, you may think you know what is best for you now. For there is knowledge you are not aware of and treasures to discover, which really goes back to, man, that candle that usually the flame isn't that high. Whoa. All right. So really powerful there. Usually the flame's a little bit smaller. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, I hope I'm not imagining this. Anyway, so let's see here. Yeah. So this. Okay. So I'm getting this. May be likely that this was a connection. The only reason I'm saying this, honestly, is because I've been going through a very similar situation, but I'm a little bit past that. So I'm assuming since we're all in this together, we're experiencing some very similar things here. If it's not a connection, then it is likely that it was some sort of job and some sort of financial effort, perhaps, or this could be family members. Connections don't necessarily have to be romantic or anything like that. They could be friendships. They could be family members. Something that you invested time in. I mean, this could even be school or something for some of you, and that now you're considering like changing majors or something along those lines. There's some sort of change here because you were kind of expecting something and that certain outcome didn't arrive or hasn't arrived in the method that you were expecting it to. And this is basically talking about like if you're judging someone based off of what you see on a surface level, then there's basically spirit is saying that there's you need to basically tap more into compassion and love and understanding, which also comes back to the give with grace and gratitude. That message is coming out very strongly. So by releasing judgment of others and releasing judgment on ourselves, we're allowing ourselves to really expand and grow and be of a more giving nature. I mean, granted, boundaries do have to be put up at times, but that measure should only be taken when it's necessary, right? Or when you feel it's necessary. This may be an excellent time for, once again, mindfulness, for meditation, um, things along those lines. So yeah, this is a very powerful message. Out of all the other groups, horoscope, goodness, the other signs, I haven't pulled this many. Like, this is a lot of messages that came out that I felt needed to come out. Okay, so let's go ahead and get right into the Celtic Cross here. I'm going to be using the Fairy Tarot here. This particular deck called out to me, so I decided to use it. All the different signs have been, a lot of the signs I've been using have had different decks come out. But let's see here. I've already pre-shuffled the cards, but I like to be extra thorough for you. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. All right. All right, one card flew out there. We got the Four of Spring, crossed by Balance or Temperance. We have the Five of Winter. Earlier, was I not channeling this card? That's so interesting. It's a Five of Swords in the past energy. We have the Chariot for the way we're moving towards the situation. We have the High Priestess in the near future. We have the Princess of Winter for the foundation, what potentially got us into this situation in the first place. We have the Princess of Spring in the external influences. This is often my spot on the Celtic Cross that is messages from Spirit, like spiritual lessons that we're learning. Ten of Summer, or the Ten of Cups, in the internal influences. We have the World for our hopes and fears. And the Seven of Spring for the outcome. So I was getting that defensive energy for sure, setting up boundaries at times. It says here, be assertive. Don't back down from what you believe. Courageously stand up for yourself. Yeah, that was definitely coming through very strongly earlier for that message. I knew this reading was going to be pretty interesting. I just had a deep sense of like I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but this is a very it's a very interesting reading, very interesting energy. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Empress. Um, Time to take action, the power of creativity, success that allows for a life of luxury. So there's a lot of abundance coming to you, Aquarius. Um, Definitely a lot of abundance through some sort of creative project, perhaps. But Spirit is really urging you to take action towards yourself. Take action towards bettering yourself. That's probably why I was hearing hard work and focusing on your appearance. Or really, what it comes down to when you focus on your appearance, you're focusing on yourself. So definitely, really, a lot of this is a very self-empowering reading. Okay. So with the Four of Springs in the current situation, it says here, be grateful, you have much to celebrate. Deep feelings of peace and happiness, a contented personal life. So right now you may be experiencing just a lot of gratitude for the little things, gratitude to be alive, to have a roof over your head, like the basics. I'm grateful for that kind of thing. You could be grateful for the people in your life. If you're if you have a love interest, you could be grateful for them. You could have a really good friend that you're also very grateful for. Four of Spring is in the traditional tarot the card of home and stability. So it's a very positive card. So you're currently in a very positive energy, very uplifted. Interestingly enough, for the blockage here or the obstacle, we have balance or temperance. This is my divine timing, divine guidance card. Take everyone's input into consideration. Merge viewpoints to create a better solution. Take your time. There's no need to rush. There may be times that you're feeling the need to rush or to get something moving along, but it's saying here, or perhaps it's even the opposite in this case because this is the obstacle. Perhaps you have been taking too much time, and now is the time to really spur into action. You'll kind of know what your situation is for that, whether you should be moving forward or kind of like planning and looking inward. Perhaps you have been taking too many people's opinions into consideration when wanting to move forward towards something. This could be why temperance is here. And this could also appear to be an obstacle for you based off of divine timing. If you've been waiting for something, or if you feel like whatever that may be, whether it be a business, your job, connection, something, a relationship with your family or something along those lines, um, that you're feeling like divine timing is taking into account. For example, like if you wanted to travel to go see someone, but because of the state of the world right now, you can't really do that. That might be divine timing being played in part as to a plan that Spirit has. We have the Five of Winter in the past here, which says walk away from dishonest associations, realizing that what you thought you wanted isn't the best choice for your happiness, something that's not worth the effort. So you're definitely walking away from something. You're walking away from dishonesty. You're walking away from people that no longer serve you. There may have been a connection, a group of friends, family members that may have been somewhat toxic towards you or to you or just in general. And you're basically saying, I'm not having any more of that. I'm going to let this be because this is something that I thought that I wanted, but it's clear to be now. It's clear to me now that that's not the case. And you're moving away from this very quickly. We have the Chariot here, which is a card of like triumph and victory, forward movement. Some of you could be relocating or moving elsewhere. But it says success that comes from dedication and self-discipline, celebrating your accomplishments, being in the spotlight. So you could be feeling very accomplished right now based off of this because you moved away from something that was no longer serving you. You may be feeling right now that you've learned a deeply spiritual lesson, or you're just feeling free. There's a sense of freedom here, and the Chariot is basically confirming that for you, that you're moving along towards success for yourself, and there is a great deal of determination on your behalf. With the near future here, we have the High Priestess, a highly spiritual energy, the divine feminine, with a great deal of intuitive power. So it says, trusting your intuition, careful reflections before taking action, insights that come through meditation. Once again, meditation is coming through very strongly. I'll be clarifying these cards in a moment here, but it may be it may be the case that you will need to use your intuition with an upcoming situation within the month of June. Once again, this is timeless. So if this is during the time that you're watching it, then this is somewhere, sometime within the near future, maybe within the next 30 days. Princess of Winter is the current energy that got us into the situation. So it says information that can help you, but which may also be difficult to hear. Speaking the truth with kindness, an indigo child or adult. So this could be dealing with. So this is, I believe, the Page of Wands in the traditional tarot. Excuse me, the Page of Wands, the Page of Swords. So you may have stumbled across a truth of some sort. This truth could have came to you verbally. It could have came to you intuitively. It could have come to you through meditation, a dream, another tarot reading. Perhaps it was some sort of just sense of a clarity and insight that really led you to making the decision to walk away from something. Some of you can be indigo children. A lot of you are probably light workers as well. But this is definitely being able to, it says speaking the truth with kindness. So maybe you had to really reveal a truth to somebody, or speak to them sternly, but in a very kind manner. For the external influences, we have the Princess of Spring. It says, it's time to go after your dreams. Do something that expands your horizons. Let your creativity take flight. So this may be a lesson from Spirit here about you being motivated and using your creativity towards moving to something, or towards moving towards, moving towards something that makes you happy. Definitely, Spirit is trying to teach you the lesson of optimism, how to be enthusiastic about life again. This could also potentially be a person that you're dealing with. It could be a fire sign, a Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, perhaps, who embodies this energy of being very optimistic, and they're kind of influencing you right now. Perhaps they're giving you advice, or just being around them is uplifting you. In the internal influences, we have the Ten of Summer, the Ten of Cups. It says, an emotionally fulfilling life with family or friends, raising children wisely, people you can trust. So right now you're feeling very emotionally fulfilled. Your connections that you have right now with friends and family are very near and dear to your heart, and they're uplifting you right now. You could also be dealing with children, or may want children, but that probably won't necessarily resonate with everybody. But there's definitely just a feeling of happiness from within. The world is in our hopes and fears here. It says, a brilliant success, the freedom to go in any direction, a journey that you're hoping to have a new beginning, but that new beginning can also be kind of scary for you. There's definitely there could be a cycle that is closing out that you're feeling hopeful for. You feel like you've closed out a cycle, but this in turn brings the fear of the unknown, I'm hearing. And then we have the Seven of Spring in the outcome. Be assertive, don't back down from what you believe, courageously stand up for yourself. So definitely a need to stand up for whatever it is that you want, Aquarius. So if you're feeling hesitant about something, or like stepping on any toes when you know it's something that you want, don't deny yourself that. Go ahead and speak your truth and tell people what it is that you want. If it's people you're dealing with at work, within reason, of course, be assertive. Don't let people walk all over you. That's pretty much the message there. So I'm going to start clarifying here. Why is the Four of Spring here? I'm going to be using the Mystic Mondays Tarot. First time I've used this set of cards in a while. Okay, we have the Ace of Swords. So you could have once again come through with a oh, that card really wanted to come out. You came into some sort of truth or clarity about a situation. I was hoping that flip up right for me, but it's not. Why is the Four of Spring here? Four of Spring. Pull from the top. Five of Wands, yes. So, and the Fool. We have the Fool here for the overall. regarding this card. So definitely a brand new beginning, a leap of faith that you've taken. You may have started something new. This was a new idea. This is some sort of truth, a moment of clarity that came through. Perhaps you've even cut something out that may have been toxic for you. We have the Four of Pentacles. So really focus, I'm hearing focusing on your finances. A lot of you are holding on to whatever money you have. You're trying to save wisely, trying to prepare perhaps for not necessarily harder times, but just in general for the future. There may be something that you want to invest in later on down the line, or some sort of purchase that you want to make that you're saving up towards. Not sure why that came through. And then we have Five of Wands. So the way I'm seeing this is you're moving away from conflict, especially with the Fool card there, taking a leap of faith. In a new direction based off the clarity that you've gained. But there may have been some conflict that you felt the need to walk away from, or this is the sense of clarity that you had. You're kind of like trying to cut through all the BS here, trying to move forward for yourself. I'm going to go ahead and see what this balance card is all about. Alrighty, Spirit, angels and guides for sign of Aquarius, Ace of Cups. Okay. So there's a blockage in love. We have the Princess of Cups in this deck. That's the Page of Cups, and the Queen of Wands. Okay. We have the Hermit here. So somebody may be stuck in their head. This could be you, very stuck in your head about something. Perhaps you're expecting an apology. You could be waiting for somebody to make you an offer of love. This would be basically further confirmation about an offering of love. But there was a lot of potential for something, and that blockage is occurring perhaps in the heart space. This Queen of Wands here, this could be being blocked by a Queen of Wands, another a feminine energy. This could be anybody. This could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It doesn't necessarily have to be, but there could be somebody standing in the way of balancing out the scales with Temperance here, or there could be basically a divine timing at play when it comes to some sort of love offering from somebody, or perhaps even a new energy of a relationship or something along those lines. With these two cards, the way I'm interpreting this is definitely love in terms of connections, but that doesn't necessarily have to be the case. If you're already in a relationship, for example, you could have had some issues with your partner, and you're feeling like they need to come up with an apology, but they haven't come up with it, and you're kind of just like holding out on hope for that love. And the Queen of Wands here this could be somebody blocking this from happening. This could be you just being in your power, standing in your power, but you're needing to learn how to blend your emotions and your passions together. Because remember, we do have we have fire and water, and Temperance and balance is all about being able to transmute these energies, to not transmute, but alchemize those energies, bring them together. So learning to bridge together love and passion, being able to control these emotions, or perhaps somebody is being far too controlling when dealing with these emotions, and that's why this would be considered an obstacle. Hope that makes sense to some of you. Kind of went quite a bit of a tangent there, but why is the Five of Winter here? Okay, these cards don't like coming face up, huh? Let's hear the Ace of Swords, talking about clarity and truth. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have the King of Pentacles. You may have walked away from a King of Pentacles. Somebody who is rather smug or stuck up. Somebody who thought they could look down on you, kind of, I'm seeing. I'm not sure why that kind of came up. Okay. Oh, this is way too many cards. Okay, I don't think the Strength card was one of the messages here. No, it is. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and read these all. I'm sorry. So you walked away from something. It could have been a King of Pentacles here. This could have been a collaboration of some sort. You could have been working with somebody. Once again, if this wasn't a love connection, this could have been at work. You could have had some sort of collaboration with somebody and you felt that they were being dishonest. They may have manipulated a particular situation with regards to money. This could have been with the spouse. If you're in a connection, you're walking away from being in this Nine of Swords energy of constantly being stuck in your head, ruminating. You're doing your best to keep those thoughts at bay and to move away from them. You could have walked away from somebody who was being very indecisive, somebody who was being very closed off, somebody who was not in tune with their emotions, perhaps. And then we have the Five of Cups here. So there may have been an emotional loss that you've experienced that based off of this blockage, and so you're really choosing to walk away with that from that. We do have two fives here, so this could be a lot of change that was introduced into your life. And with strength here, you've been cultivating that inner strength that is required. You can kind of see this tiger seems almost sassy. It's like you're saying, I know I look good walking away, kind of thing. I don't know why that message came through, but that may be you kind of being a sassy pants about things and saying, I'm not about this life. I'm walking away, kind of thing. You know how cats kind of turn their butts up at you? That's I don't know why that message is kind of coming up. That's interesting. Alrighty, so we have the Chariot here. Let's go ahead and clarify the Chariot. Why is the Chariot here? Okay, those cards wanted to come out. We have Seven of Wands. Yes, so you're standing in your power. You're being assertive. You're knowing how to set up proper boundaries, and that's excellent. We have the Princess of Swords. Once again, we have the Princess of Swords here. This could be very well you moving away, not moving away, but kind of being, having new insights, new ideas come up. You're feeling more inspired with the Princess of Wands. This is a combination of two masculine energies and the feminine energy, blending these two aspects of yourself together, the feminine and the masculine, and you've gained clarity, and now your passions have been ignited. But we do have the Ten of Wands here, so there's something that may feel quite burdensome. This is really coming through with the hard work effort. You're probably knowing that this is going to take a lot of work and energy, but you're putting down a lot of the burdens despite this, perhaps because you're starting to focus on different things. Princess of Winter here. We have the Two of Cups. So this could have been a soulmate connection that you were in a relationship of some sort that you had some clarity around. This could have been clarity around a soulmate connection. From the top. Okay. Yeah, definitely. I'm seeing King of Swords here. You may have been walking away or had insights about the King of Swords, maybe a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius in your life. If not, this is you standing in your authority, standing in your power of being Aquarius. The power of air, the intellectual. You're being very intellectual. You may be putting feelings behind, perhaps being more logical in your approach towards life. And then this is definitely revolving perhaps a soulmate connection. You had some insights about a soulmate connection due to perhaps a tower moment that came in, something unexpected. This could have been that intuitive download that you received, because I'm getting like these lightning bolts here. Could have been like a flash of insight. There was kind of just a flash in your mind that came across in a state of either like meditation, in a dream state, some sort of altered form of consciousness, perhaps through a tarot reading, some sort of however it is that you tap into the divine, perhaps even by watching these videos. Sometimes you'll get insights, like sudden senses of clarity. I know it's happened to me before. And this is, you're doing this to emotionally fulfill yourself. Usually the Ten of Cups talks about family. It is likely, since this has come out twice now with the Ten of Summer, that you're focusing more now on your familial connections, your friendships. Maybe you're just doing something now that you feel more emotionally fulfilled by, or that could have been, this is something that basically led up to that now. So this is something that occurred, that got you into this position here, and this is basically saying to me that that you're moving forward in a much more balanced way after some sudden insights. Why is the High Priestess here? That, I guess that would make sense with the crown chakra being open. I know the third eye is associated with psychic um, abilities and whatnot, but the crown chakra is as well because it is a connection to source. High Priestess is clarified by the Ten of Pentacles, so you may need to use your intuition regarding a business prospect, perhaps, that will be very, or some form of stability that may seem very good on the outside, but we have the Seven of Swords further clarifying this. So there may be somebody who is deceiving you or trying to deceive you. This may appear like somebody who wants to, yeah, look at this. We got the Knight of Cups in the near future. This could be a love offer. This could be somebody coming in with a love offer that is basically going to show you here that, oh, not only am I demonstrating my love to you, but I also have a stable foundation beneath me, and this can be yours. However, we do have the Seven of Swords here, and look at the way she's holding that knife or that sword. Not sure if you could see that there. I know these things are a little bit shiny, but she's holding a knife behind her back, or a sword behind her back. So the way I'm interpreting this is, be careful with this person who may be coming back. I don't know why I said maybe coming back, but this could be a person that you walked away from, or some sort of situation. They may be coming at you with this this sense of romanticism, because the Knight of Cups is very romantic. This is the second slowest moving knight in the deck, so they're moving forward at a steady pace. Offering you perhaps the happy family or abundance, a very stable, prosperous business or something like that. This person may even want to collaborate with you on a business or something along those lines. But be very careful with them, because they may be hiding something. This doesn't mean that they're out to hurt you or out to get you or anything like that, but they may be coming back to you for the wrong reasons. There could be a sense of coming at you from a very logical headspace or something along those lines, where what they're doing isn't necessarily 100% truthful. And so with the High Priestess here, it's basically reaffirming that you should use your crown chakra, your intuition. I don't know why the heck that came out. You should be using your intuition when dealing with the situation. Okay, so I wouldn't say be fearful. Don't be fearful of this. Simply be open, but listen to your intuition, because your intuition is going to guide you in the right direction. For the Princess of Spring here, why is the Princess of Spring here? Okay, we have one card. Sorry, kind of stuck between these here that flipped over. Okay, we have the Queen of Cups. This could be a person that you're dealing with. Doesn't necessarily have to be. Whoops, dropped my little crystal there. Queen of Cups, an external energy. This could be somebody, this could be you learning lessons about intuition, learning once again how to blend the passionate aspects. Dropped one card here. King of Pentacles. Wow, this could be a group of people that you're dealing with. And we have the Magician here. So Spirit might be asking you to, and then we have the Six of Cups. So this could be a soulmate connection that you're dealing with here. There's a sense of nostalgia in the past. Perhaps you're looking at things from the past, or perhaps these people, this night, a King of Pentacles or Queen of Cups, is coming at you with past memories, past experiences that you may have had. This could be your family. This could be like a father figure and a mother figure that's in your life right now, that is giving you that sense of optimism and helping you be more enthusiastic and energetic about life. With the Magician here, this is also perhaps a lesson from Spirit as to learning how to manifest properly, learning or basically becoming attuned with the powers the power of your manifestation, becoming attuned with your manifestation power. There we go. My apologies. So that's definitely coming through very strongly. You have all the tools necessary for you to create the life that you want. And Spirit is saying that it requires patience. It requires you to be in a good headspace. It requires you to be in a stable place in your emotions and your foundation. Why is the Ten of Summer here? We have the King of Swords. Yeah, so earlier the King of Swords was the overall energy here for Princess of Winter, and I was interpreting that that was definitely your approach to the situation. You're definitely being way more logical. You're knowing how to cut people out when necessary. We have the King of Cups here. For some of you, you could be dealing with a same-sex relationship. Doesn't necessarily have to be the case here, but basically it would be like a divine feminine in a masculine, like a male body, or and another air sign perhaps. Doesn't necessarily have to be. Take the message as it resonates, but it is likely that this is you as well, again, just dealing with understanding your emotions from a very masculine with a very masculine point of view. So it seems that you're okay. We have the Seven of Cups here. And look at that. We have your card here, Aquarius, the Star. So lots of healing going on within. There's a lot of healing going on within. You have a lot of hope. There is a great deal of indecision. You may feel like you have too many options. This could be dealing with love. This could be dealing with, like, basically you getting out into the dating game or something like that and saying, like, holy crap, there's so many people out there. How am I supposed to build a connection with any one of these because there's so many? Doesn't necessarily have to be, but this could be relating to your family. Once again, you may be feeling that your family is really helping you out a great deal. It could be like an uncle, a father figure, once again, that could be really helping you out. And you're really just becoming in tune with the masculine aspects of yourself, whether they be emotional or logical. Once again, I'm getting strongly that you're blending both the masculine and the feminine energies within you, and really starting to understand what it means to be in one energy or the other. And it's coming to you rather naturally. It seems like it was a natural progression, almost like you weren't paying attention to the fact that this was happening inside of you all along. For your hopes and fears is the world, and then we have that clarified by the Seven of Wands. So maybe you're feeling hopeful that by standing your ground, you may be able to close out a cycle of some sort. This could also be the fact that you could be afraid of standing up for yourself. You could be afraid to, like, step on any toe, like somebody's toes. Okay, we have the Three of Wands here. You could be hoping on something, waiting for something. You could be thinking maybe that you're going to have to wait forever for something to come to fruition, but there's a lot of waiting here. We have the King of Wands here, so we have three kings right now that have been really wanting to come out. So this could be you hoping to be more passionate about something, hoping that by you being in control of your passions, that that you're going to make a lot of progress. I'm also getting the feeling that perhaps you're feeling that your passions, you may be afraid of that passion. You may be afraid of expressing yourself in a particular manner. Fire is also like the energy of sex, so it could be like maybe you have a lot of sexual energy right now and you're afraid to have a sexual partner, or you could be afraid of having some sort of sexual intimacy outside of something. I'm not sure why I'm getting that, but we have the Knight of Swords here, perhaps hoping for quick, fast forward movement, but this is also being afraid of maybe moving too quickly into something, especially when you're feeling rather defensive. Or you could be afraid that somebody may want to come in very quickly and you're just going to have your guard up and you're going to be like, no, I don't want any part of this. But there is a fear of, I'm getting waiting. Perhaps you're waiting to travel somewhere, because the World is a card of travel. It's the Seven of Spring. Seven of Spring here. We have the Knight of Wands, the Queen of Swords. Okay, so this is really, 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 really emphasizing the need to be assertive. That's definitely the energies I'm getting there with the Queen of Swords energy. She's the I take no bullshit from anybody. Judgment. It looks like this is some sort of calling, a higher calling, a divine calling. This could be you standing and serving karmic justice to something by behaving a certain manner, perhaps by being assertive, by being strong, by not accepting anything less than your worth. You're going to be ascending and moving to higher understandings through spiritual insights. And then once again, this, okay, look at this. Three major arcana on the bottom of the deck. We have the star, and then further clarifying this is the world. So definitely closing out a cycle. This is a massive progression between judgment and the world. It's like you're closing out a cycle and you're moving into your higher calling. I'm seeing once again, you see these two, I'm not sure if you can see those two spheres, but it looks like the sun and the moon there. Once again, I'm getting strongly the blending of masculine and feminine energies, and this is, and there's almost, I'm seeing this as almost in alignment, like this, and especially with the star card, the stars are aligning for you is what I'm hearing. The stars and the planets are aligning for you, and this is really closing out a cycle and opening up a new pathway for you. That's really what I'm getting here. A new pathway. You're going to be moving towards something. A Six of Swords is a card of movement. You may be moving away from something. You may be, especially with the world twice in your spread, and the Six of Swords, you may be moving away. You may be moving somewhere. Some of you, this may include some sort of physical movement, like across nations, across the world, whatever it may be. It doesn't necessarily have to be. I mean, you could be moving down the street, but that may apply for only some of you. We have the Two of Wands, a period of planning, of manifesting, of waiting for things. And then there's a lot of messages here. We have the Wheel of Fortune, definitely a turn of good luck. This really aligns with when I was saying the planets and the stars are aligning. It's like you're entering into a new prosperous way of being, Aquarius. And we also have the moon here. Look at all these major arcana at the bottom of the deck. This is a very powerful message here. The moon here, dealing with fears, intuitions. Perhaps there's been some lack of clarity, but this is further emphasizing the High Priestess card of having to move forward with your intuition. Look at that, the High Priestess again. This is definitely a time that your intuition is really guiding you. This is, once again, the reason why I was drawn to lighting the crown chakra candle is because you're receiving massive spiritual downloads. This is a highly spiritual time for you, Aquarius. There's a lot of enormous changes coming into your life, and at the end of it all, there's victory. Six of Wands. That's definitely a very powerful message. It looks like you're cutting this mentality out. That was the last card that fell out. I just been holding out to it. I got really caught up into the bottom of the deck messages. But basically, when you pull cards from the bottom of the deck, this is the unconscious. This is basically what's happening beneath the surface of everything going on in your life. This is what's happening in the spiritual. And basically, there's a lot of different things aligning for you right now, Aquarius. Anyway, closing that part out. The Five of Pentacles, you're cutting this mentality out. Perhaps you have a lack mentality. Perhaps somebody left you out in the cold. Perhaps you're just feeling kind of down, possibly even feeling impoverished right now due to current circumstances. But these cards right here are saying no more. I'm done. I mean, look at the body language in both of these. You have the Queen of Swords who's like, no, stop. And then we have the Knight of Wands is like, test me. That's kind of what I'm getting. Like, come on. Like you're almost like egging somebody on. And this is almost in a sense talking to you. This could be two people. This could be you, could be you butting heads with somebody and saying like, I'm not having it. And that person almost looks like they're taken aback. So this could be you dealing with somebody because you're really standing up for yourself and being assertive. They may have not been expecting that. And that could result in that person feeling left out in the cold. But that's another interpretation of those cards that I'm getting. So definitely very powerful messages coming through here for you, Aquarius. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit the mic. I'll probably edit that out later. But let's go ahead and close out the reading now with some more oracle cards, Animal Spirit. This is from the Angel and Ancestors, oracle cards. What messages do we have for our lovely Aquarians out there? Aquarius, we have, okay, so let me just say before, I wasn't expecting all three of these cards coming out, but we have Ignite Your Passions with Fire Guardian. So a lot of, there could potentially be a lot of sexual energy, a lot of creative energies flowing through you right now. The Kundalini energy could be rising. I definitely did get that before this reading, a lot of Kundalini energy. But before I get into these cards, I just want to thank you so much for having joined me here today. I really do appreciate you. These messages that I've been getting have been incredibly spiritual, and they've been very profound messages. So if you do find value in my content, I would like to ask you please to like and subscribe so I can get this message out to more people, because it's something I'm indeed very passionate about, but I feel like more people need to hear these messages. So I just want to thank you, Aquarius. Anyway, let's continue with the reading. We have the High Priestess, another feminine energy here of harnessing your mystic power. So right now, it's not a matter of like, can you manifest? The fact is that you know that you can. You definitely can, and now is a time for you to really start harnessing that power. So that Kundalini energy that you're feeling, those passions that have been ignited, it's time to hone them. I'm hearing like harness. There's, yeah, for sure, obviously harness mystic power. So really harnessing them, like really start manipulating that energy and using it in a way that benefits you and your progress and the things that you want. Shaolin Master here, once again, with the yin and yang, balancing yourself. We have the praying mantis here. So that might be a spirit animal you should look into. But it says, be graceful in movement and action. So there's definitely a sense of you knowing when to act and you knowing when to plan. It's like there's this level of, once again, the balancing of masculine and feminine, the logic and the emotion, knowing how to use your intuition powered by thought. It's not just this is a good feeling. It's more like this is a good feeling, and this idea that I have being blended together. It's like it's very powerful energy. I'm having a very hard time describing it because it's almost indescribable, just the amount of insights that you're getting. It's almost like somehow your thoughts and emotions are aligning, and you're really understanding how to utilize those insights, and so you're being very graceful about it. It's like you know when to allow things to flow and when to project. And this is very, very powerful energy in terms of manifestation. And then we have the Air Guardian here. So more air energy here. It says shift your perception. So it's likely that you've been seeing things from a skewed point of view. We are grounded in the physical here, so oftentimes we do get lost in thought. We do get lost in ideas. We start to make assumptions about people or things, basically this card is saying that it's time to shift your perception. Start looking at the bigger picture, Aquarius. We're very good at looking at the bigger picture, and Spirit is basically asking you to try and see things from a more spiritual mindset, because since we're very grounded in the physical, it's very hard for us to see those things at times. So what messages do we have from our angels, this card here? Spirit animal. Okay, so you could have some spirit animals watching over you right now that have really been wanting to come through. That would explain why out of all the different readings that I've done, 5 cards came out for you. So definitely animals should be paid respect. Okay, the Divine Mother. Oh my goodness, this is a very powerful card. This is the divine feminine energy coming through very strongly. Wow, Aquarius, this is beautiful. She has not come out for anybody before. We have this is okay. Yes. I'm being asked to pull all of these. This is okay. So your angels are surrounding you right now. I was very guided towards. See, here we go. I was very guided. Give me a second. I was very guided towards pulling out all those cards. Excuse me, I kind of got lost in thought there, but pulling out all those cards because you have a lot of different spiritual messages coming through. You're achieving balance right now, which further explains the kind of energy I was talking about, blending the masculine and the feminine. So we have, once again, spirit animal. Thank you, Animal Kingdom, for blessing my path with love. So you definitely have a lot of spirit animals coming through. I'm going to save her for last. I'm actually going to read out of the booklet for that one for you. These are going to be kind of summed up a little bit more quickly, but we have signs from heaven. You've probably been seeing feathers, repeating numbers. People have been saying just the right thing around you, perhaps, where you're like, whoa, how did so and so, like, that's so weird. That sounds really familiar. You could be thinking something and somebody, later on down the line says something relating to that thing. These are all signs from heaven. The angels, it says here, thank you, heaven, for sending me reminders of your presence. Spirit has been actively trying to communicate you, to let you know that you're moving down the right path. You're really trusting your intuition, trusting your vibes. This could mean telepathic communication, 5D communication with somebody. This could be with your soul tribe. But thank you, angels. Today, I choose to trust my intuition and your guidance. So definitely very aligned, Aquarius, with your intuition, your vibes, your emotions, and knowing how to blend that once again with your logic. We have spiritual support, further confirmation here that your angels have been watching over you, that they have been giving you signs, whether you notice them or not. This could be once again in the form of repeating numbers, feathers, those kind of things, thoughts that come into your head randomly. It says here, spiritual support. Dear angels, I allow you to support me as I grow to become more spiritually aware. You're definitely going through some sort of ascension here that with Archangel Raziel is saying, thank you, Raziel, for helping me channel my gifts and talents. So you're definitely very intuitive right now, extremely intuitive. This is why the crown chakra came through very strongly. It was buzzing earlier when I was kind of meditating before this. It's because you're really ascending, Aquarius. You're stepping into you're living more consciously now. You're living in the 5D, no longer in the 3D. This is almost, the world around you is almost looking like it's an illusion, like more and more of an illusion every day. And it's almost like, in a sense, perhaps you've energy into your current reality. So your spiritual gifts have been really, really powerful right now. So this could come in the form of any kind of like clairvoyance, clairsentience, claircognizance, clairaudience. I'm not sure if I said that already, but all the clairs, Let me go ahead and read this to you, and I'll see if I could show you the book. Thank you, Divine Mother, for helping me to give and receive the love I deserve. You are blessed to receive the guidance and support of the Divine Mother at this time. Her nurturing and loving spirit fills your energy like a cup so that you can feel whole again. Together with her angels, she knows that at times you can feel unloved and find it difficult to share your love with others. She is here to help you see that it is just as blessed to give as to receive. You have given so much of yourself in life and love. Now it's time to receive. Okay, so let me finish. I'm going to finish reading this in just a moment. Do you see how this particular card is really coinciding with the initial message that you received at the very beginning? Give with grace and gratitude. Like I said, once again, I was getting that Six of Pentacles energy. You didn't expend a lot of energy, so to speak. I don't want to say expend, but you gave a lot of energy. I guess that's the same thing, right? I just don't want you to feel like it was a waste, because this is really coming through very strongly here. You have given so much of yourself in life and love. Now it's time to receive. Spirit has been trying to give you these gifts. The Divine Mother, the divine feminine energy of Spirit, of Source, is really trying to birth something new into your world. You may not see it now, Aquarius, but Spirit has really been pushing this. And basically it's just saying, once again, you may feel like you wasted your time giving to something, but you did not. Vulture Spirit says nothing is wasted. And this also, grace and gratitude and grace and movement is coming very strongly through in this reading, because we did have the Shaolin Master come out for you as well. I'm baffled right now. I'm sorry. I'm just baffled by these messages right now because they're so potent, and there's a lot of divine love coming through. If you've been questioning the divine at all, I want to tell you right now that Spirit just loves you so freaking much. And basically Spirit has been trying to be there for you and say, hey, you are loved and we're trying to give to you. Perhaps you haven't been as open as necessary. It says here, for the expanded interpretation, you are never too old to be mothered, and the Divine Mother sends her blessings to you at this time so that you can feel wrapped and secure in her love. You are being encouraged to love yourself and see that you are deserving of love so that the Divine Mother can work with your angels to bring healing and miracles into your life. You are a being of unconditional love. It's natural to love and be loved because it's who you are. Exactly. We are all a spark, an essence. We are all essence of the divine being, of the higher power of spirit, right? So, and then look at this at the bottom of the deck, once again, the star. This card, your card, Aquarius, has really, 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 really been wanting to come out. There's a lot of healing. Spirit is trying to bring you these blessings, that she's trying to birth something into your life right now. This is a highly feminine energy that spirit is really trying to come into your life. It's a state of flow. So allow it to flow. There's no need to block yourself off because spirit is really trying to contribute to you right now. I'm just, wow, this is such a powerful message. It's beautiful. It's like, it's a breath of fresh air, honestly. It's a breath of fresh air. I'm going to go ahead. I really feel like I want to close out the reading just at that because that's so powerful. But I've drawn spirit animals for the rest of the zodiac, so I want to do this for you as well. We have... Okay, I guess I'll go ahead and read these cards. We have a gazelle at the bottom of the deck, so perhaps you've been feeling a little bit skittish, kind of like a deer in the headlights about something. The starfish here. The starfish here is all about superficiality. Maybe something or someone has been appearing very good for you, but weren't necessarily. This is a person who's very focused on their appearance. A person, maybe that's why that appearance came to me earlier in the reading. This could be a person that you were dealing with that seemed good for you on the surface, but doesn't necessarily mean they were in the long run. And this is basically... it's just, I know this card looks pretty on the outside. Everything looks pretty on the outside, but on the inside, perhaps that wasn't the case. And then we have horse here and hyena. And I'm going to go ahead and read from the book for you for these. Do bear with me here. Got zebra, lion, cheetah, lizard, elephant. Lion. I wish these were sorted out alphabetically. I'm not sure why they're sorted out in this way. I'm probably going to have to edit the video just so you don't wait so long. Yeah, definitely. Alrighty, so finally found the page. We got hyena, humor, wit, sarcasm. Being a little snarky, I see. Remember that strength card earlier where I was talking about like sassy? The hyena personality is a jokester and crowd pleaser, but below the surface there are unfulfilled dreams to be realized. When the hyena card appears, it's time to reflect on your reliance on sarcasm and humor to express your truth. Are you using jokes to hide old resentments in relationships or to mask things that you feel uncomfortable discussing? What could happen if you took your goals seriously? It says, when in balance... charming, witty, fun to be around. When out of balance, scrappy, petty, suspicious. To bring into balance, sobriety. So some of you may have been drinking a little bit much. That's only for some of you. And Spirit is saying maybe you should experience a little bit of more sobriety. And it doesn't necessarily have to be even like alcohol. Perhaps you've been indulging in like cannabis or something like that. And you've been smoking it quite often or consuming it quite often. Or you might be drinking too often. And basically to bring yourself into a higher vibrational state, perhaps you should consider maybe cutting back on it. You don't have to cut it out completely because we're allowed to experience certain things, right? But there may be an excess, and basically Spirit's like, hey, just a little wake-up call. Maybe you should cut back on that just a little bit. So humor, wit, and sarcasm may be coming through strongly. It's funny, I was writing in my journal earlier today about how I was feeling a bit more witty and childlike and funny. So yeah, witty definitely was coming through strongly for me. I've been cracking jokes with people a lot, and I just been feeling a bit more like, I don't know, like a jokester lately, which really comes through with this card here. So you may be feeling very similarly, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. But just do notice your emotions. Perhaps some of you, not all of you, for whoever this resonates with, may be masking their emotions through humor, and it's basically just Spirit giving you a nice little like, hey, maybe you should take a look at things because perhaps things are a bit too superficial with the starfish. This may be you that it's talking about. Perhaps you're just trying to look happy on the outside when you're feeling a little bit sad on the inside. Let's go ahead and read Horse Spirit, and then we'll close out the reading. We have Momentum, Freedom. Expansive energy and force. The horse represents the most masterful form of earth energy within the deck. It provides us with momentum so reliable, so supportive that you can ride on its back toward any goal, no matter how difficult the terrain. A horse personality is fully awakened, fully alive, and cannot be defeated. The horse's freedom becomes available to us when we hone and collect our energy through daily practice. Physical stamina, or exercise, and mental focus, or meditation, are the secret weapons behind the horse's legacy. It says here, when in balance, achieves anything, never gives up. When out of balance, runs away, feels weak. And to bring into balance, strength training. So some of us may need to exercise a bit more. I know I'm guilty of that. I've been telling myself I'm going to exercise more, and then I never get to it. And that's honestly for me just an excuse. So I definitely should be doing that. So basically, once again, Spirit giving you a nudge in the right direction about practicing meditation, practicing mindfulness, and practicing getting into a routine of maybe some exercise. Some of you may need some strength training. You may be running away from something, running away from your feelings, perhaps. And if you're in balance with this, this is basically confirmation that you're capable of achieving anything, and you're not giving up because of all the hard work that you've been putting into yourself, into your passion projects. So yes, it says here expansive energy and force. That's definitely a feeling I was getting for you, Aquarius. So Aquarius, I just want to thank you so much for you having joined me here today. I really do appreciate you so very much. Thank you. If you haven't heard it today, I just want to tell you that you're absolutely beautiful and you are absolutely loved, and that comes from the deepest part of me, and that comes from Spirit. Okay, so thank you so much for having been here. If you like the content, please do hit the like and subscribe button. It's really appreciated. It could really help the channel, and it'll help get this message out to more and more people. So thank you once again. I hope you have a lovely day whenever you may be watching this, and I will catch you later. Take care.